Hi, I'm John DeVore. Welcome to the channel. I'm back from a whirlwind tour of a section of the Southern Hemisphere. I just got back from 2 weeks in New Zealand and Australia, which I've talked about, I'm sure, before, but that was why I didn't put a video out last week. I guess I put out a short video shot on the iPhone of the DeVore Fidelity and McLean's room at the hi-fi show in Melbourne. But let me start at the beginning. So 4 flights in 2 weeks. 2 of those flights fucking long. Oh my god. The 18 and 14 hour legs were on Boeing 787s, which were pretty nice. It's not the first time I've been on that plane. But it's pretty smooth and relatively quiet-ish. Planes are loud though, so if you're flying, it's never not a good idea to be wearing some sort of hearing protection. I measured a little bit during the flight, and it was 91 dB or something like that, ambient noise. That's loud. So yeah, I always have either in-ear, like sound blocking in-ear monitors for watching movies, and I just leave them in for the rest of the flight, or little foam earplugs. I always have something on a plane ride. Protect those ears. Hearing damage isn't reversible, at least not at this point. It was amazing to visit New Zealand and Australia. First of all, it was amazing to hang out with my distributor down in New Zealand, in Auckland, New Zealand. Is Turned On Audio. So that's Paul and Neil. Those guys are awesome. I had met Neil before. Neil 10 years ago came to New York and visited here. So it was great to reconnect with him and to meet Paul for the first time. That was very cool. Hung out in the shop, and then we did an in-store event on that Saturday afternoon, and they just invited. It was an invite-only thing, and a bunch of people came in, and it was awesome. We were playing music, but mostly it was just chatting. People came up, had questions for me, or just wanted to talk about their systems. Mostly they were already DeVore Fidelity customers. Some of them were prospective customers, but it was just a great vibe. Really nice hang. Really appreciated it. And Auckland is a cool town. My regret is that I didn't get to see more of New Zealand. I never actually got out of Auckland. Auckland is the biggest city by far in New Zealand. I did go on a couple of hikes. At one point I took an Uber out to this place on the far west coastal part of Auckland, which is a huge nature reserve. Really spectacular coastline. Did a hike out there, and then was really stuck. Like, I realized there was no way I was going to get an Uber back, and it was many miles of that in that sort of nature preserve before I would get to a place where an Uber might be driving around. And so I ended up hitchhiking back to civilization. But then during the event, I realized that a bunch of people had seen me post from out there, from that wildlife area, Piha, I think it's called, and were concerned that I might never make it back. So that was very cute. Naive man from Brooklyn wandering around in wilderness, never seen again. But that was great, really cool. Then I flew from Auckland to Sydney, where I had a couple of days. I had a day and 3/4 in Sydney, wandering around that city. That is a beautiful city, really beautiful city. It's not. I mean, it's beautiful because of the setting. The Sydney Harbor is quite beautiful, but it's also just the architecture, the buildings, and everything there. Really, it's just, I don't know. It all has a really nice harmony to it. Pretty, like big glass towers, but not generic-y looking, not all blocky like you sort of get in New York. All kinds of cool organic shapes, different colors. It's also built on multiple layers, so you've got it's quite hilly, and then you have the city is functioning on different layers. So you have walkways that go over roads, big intersections, and then you have train bridges and raised, elevated highways, and it's all sort of happening on all these different levels, and it's very, I don't know, really affected me. It was really cool. Sydney Opera House is a revelation. It's been on my bucket list to visit, and it exceeded expectations 200%. It was breathtaking. From far away, it's as beautiful as you think it is in the photographs. But as you get closer, the scale of it is very impressive, and the details, it doesn't fall apart on close inspection. And just a few things that surprised me. So from the outside, when you're up close, it looks like the space shuttle. It's covered in these beautiful white customized tiles, so it's all tiled, which I never realized, because from far away it looks I guess it's supposed to evoke sails or waves crashing against the shore, and it sort of has this very smooth, light effect. And then when you get up close and you realize it's hard tiles, that was kind of cool. And then the inside was what really impressed me, because the inside is an interesting combination. So this building was built in the 70s, and the inside is this beautiful, cool combination of the raw cast concrete, which is what the building itself is made from. So the inside of those big arched structures you see as cast concrete, and you see the beautiful. It's the pattern in the castings is quite beautiful. It really is sort of organic and industrial age blended in a really really intriguing way. Quite beautiful. And then that's contrasted with nice hardwood and everything like that inside. Really just beautiful. Really nice. All the details. Incredible views. You can walk all around inside the building. It's multiple theaters inside there. And the operas are not held. So originally, the largest of the auditoriums within that's where the operas were going to be held. And of course, not surprisingly, and for financial reasons, the large auditorium was moved over to like pop and rock concerts, because there's just so much more money in there. And the opera part was moved to a smaller venue, but still very lovely. The performance was excellent. The mezzo and the tenor were really fantastic. The mezzo soprano was, I'm not going to remember the names, so I'll put them in here with titles. But the Carmen was played by a singer from, I believe, Morocco. She was just incredibly dynamic, incredibly charismatic. She was a flawless Carmen. And the tenor also held his own. Fantastic. It was really an excellent performance. Really happy that I was able to see that. And then I flew down to Melbourne, where I was there helped set up the room. I met Bill and Margaret for the first time. Bill and Margaret McLean. They are my importer distributors in Australia. And what a pleasure! What a great. So they're a couple. They're a husband and wife. They started the store, I believe, in the early '80s, maybe the late '70s, and they've been running it ever since. Their kids now help out. Just cool. Just really great folks. They, fantastic demo material. Bill's an absolute fucking pro in that demo room. I think we got incredibly good sound. We used 096s in there with a first watt amplifier and a Rogue Audio preamp, streaming digital. Really good sounding. Just a joy. It was a great show. small by U.S. or Munich, definitely small by Munich standards, but very well attended. People seemed to really, they had a super positive attitude, great traffic. It was awesome to see all the people who stopped and said hi, and to probably even more people who I believe did recognize me, sort of checked me out in passing, maybe looked at my tag, and I saw like a glimmer of recognition, but maybe didn't feel like they wanted to stop or interrupt me from something, or for whatever reason. I acknowledge you as well. Thank you for coming by. I appreciate it. Great show, really, really nice. And then flew back after that, headed out, flew back on Sunday for that long trip. I was back in here, my first day back here in the office was yesterday. I managed to, I think it's just sheer force of will, I managed to stave off jet lag while I was in New Zealand and Australia. And I'm pretty sure my immune system ramped up to maximum to keep me from collapsing with a cold. And then as soon as I get home, and this is often the case, my body relaxes and it's just, so I had massive jet lag yesterday. Still have a little bit of head congestion, not so bad, really not bad, really, considering how many hours of airplane time I had in the last 2 weeks. Not bad at all. So nice, as I always say, it's just wonderful to be back here in New York. Beautiful people, beautiful city. Thank you, New York, for being here. Thank you, U.S., for supporting a city like New York. Even though we're having our troubles right now these days, I wish that I could have explained to all of the dozens and dozens of Australians and New Zealanders who asked me what the fuck is happening here in this country. I wish I had a better explanation. I don't. It is what it is. We're doing what we can, and we're sort of all in this together. So let's not give up hope. That said, I am going to play some music from Down Under for this. I know one of the pieces. I'm going to play Aldous Harding. She's from New Zealand. She's a Kiwi. Very cool stuff. I have 3 of her records. They're all a little different from one another, but all of her stuff shares a sort of intimate weirdness. It's very simple seeming and sort of a nice sort of clear, stripped down vibe, but it is far more complex than it seems. Lyrically, musically, she has these incredible, just tight, almost sometimes haunting harmonies in her music. She's a weirdo, but she's awesome. She's an excellent songwriter and musician. Definitely worth a listen. And I'm not sure, maybe I'll put on some early Bon Scott AC/DC. Bill McLean played some of that in the room, and that was refreshing to hear. Pre Back in Black and Those About to Rock era. We'll see. Or maybe I'll just do the Aldous Harding. Anyway, it's great to be back. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you at the next video. Bye.
I feel your love. I feel time is up. When I was a child, I never knew enough what that do to me. The wave of love is a transient hut. The water's the shell and we are the nut. The ties or a hand are out of the barrel. Look at all the peaches How do you celebrate? You can't appear inside of nowhere. It's already dead. I know you have the dove. I'm not getting wet. Looks like a date is set. Show the ferret to the egg. I'm not getting let along. Rushed in to hold down your page, and now I sleep side words you do not read with me. I hear a song from inside the maze, the very one you made. You shook at the ivory mantle. As a poet I knew to be gentle. When you have a child, so begins the braiding, and in that braid you stay. Look at all the peaches. I want to celebrate. I can appear inside of nowhere. Look at all the peaches. It's already dead. I know you have the dove. I'm not getting wet. Looks like a date is set. Show the ferret to the egg. I'm not getting let along. The wave of love is a transient heart. Water's the shell and we are the knot. But I saw a match struck outside the barrel. It's already dead. I know you have the dove. I'm not getting wet. The barrel looks like a date is set. Show the ferret to the egg. I'm not getting let along. The barrel, it's already dead. I know you have the dove.